there's a lot happening here,
Yeah.
but we aren't really telling a lot of our stories, and there isn't like that push, right? So I think for me, how I see this season is like this is going to be like that push, intentional push, and that's the reason why it is Ghana Tech to the world. It is not Building Bytes Tech to the world. It is Ghana Tech. It's like everybody. We are pushing the entire ecosystem. I hope we can push it, but we are pushing the entire ecosystem, telling our stories to the world. Hello everyone, welcome to Building Bytes, where we tell relevant stories about Ghana's tech ecosystem to fuel innovation and drive growth of our digital economy. We are very excited to have you back. It's a new season of Building Bytes, and this is the first episode of the new season. And I'm very excited to have my co-host or my hosts here. I think we can just do a quick introduction. Let's just assume people have forgotten who we are. So.
I would think they know, but yeah, I'm Poga Kofi,
Okay.
software developer, software entrepreneur. Yeah.
You still want to add a software entrepreneur?
Yeah.
Yeah, an
You can
entrepreneur
fire me, I
still.
don't give a
Charlie, we beg you.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so I'm Caleb Lamte, software entrepreneur, business dev, entrepreneurship of stuff.
Cool.
I am Akwili Abena Okai. I am also a software entrepreneur. Yeah, and a data marketer. Yeah.
Cool. And then I'm also Yao, and you also know what I'm also am. So let's just
Entrepreneur.
We don't know what you are. Yeah.
let's just go into what happened.
You didn't introduce yourself.
Okay, I'm Yao. I'm a product manager and a product designer, and upcoming software entrepreneur. Upcoming software entrepreneur. Yeah.
Okay, so we jump straight into what's happening in tech. So what's happening in tech? Tech leaders had a look at the new government's digitization agenda and what they set up to do. So basically, in their 2024 manifesto that they ran on to win, the massive, let's say, landslide or endorsement by Ghanaians, they promised a couple of things, which is they looked at abolishing e-levy. That's one. They look at also setting up a Fintech growth fund, which is supposed to be 50 million from the government, but I think the minister designates for communication and
Digital innovation,
Innovate.
Digital
technology and
digital
innovation.
technology.
And innovation.
Gave more details about it today during his vetting that it's going to be a 300 million fund,
Yeah.
which the government will
Dollars.
contribute. $300 million.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's
The
like,
government.
Why were you confirming this?
I want to be sure. It's
The government is
exciting.
contributing $50 million to the fund, and they use it as, in its own ways, as a seed capital to attract investments
investments.
into this into the funds. They also promised to set up a 1 million coders project. I was trying to compare that with how many people graduate from the university every year.
I
And
think 1.1. Wait,
million
not
people.
1.1, sorry.
No, it's a
Let me
couple
just check.
100,000.
Yeah,
right?
it's not up to a million.
Yeah, it's not up to a
graduates.
million.
No, but they don't have to also go to universities before they become
No,
coders.
I'm trying to see how big the vision
I mean, even
is.
senior high school people, if they are learning, they do like elective ICT or IT, something like that.
Yeah,
So a number
ICT.
could come from there. A number.
I mean,
could
also
come
it could roll out in the next
100,
4 years.
110,000
Yeah,
every year.
university.
Yeah.
So the government is trying to. I don't know,
and it could also be a progressive.
but there's
With a
no
4-year
timeline.
Yeah.
So even if you do 100,000 in a year,
But
that's
you're
like
assuming,
doubling the capacity of universities.
no, but you're assuming just universities. I mean, there are
It could
How?
go down.
technical
Yeah.
universities. There are, technical schools.
This data is for tertiary institutions.
or
right?
tertiary
Yeah,
institutions.
this one's all tertiary institution.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe they will come down senior high schools.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Then I don't know. Maybe they could add it to their numbers, but
And it could
I
be
would-
non-school attending people. They could be people dropped out of JHS and all that. People
Okay,
learn,
my point is
technical
I'm trying to
skills
compare it
without
with this vision with how much we currently churn out in university, and these are just coders. They are not environmental engineer. They're not doctors. They are not.
yeah.
So the vision is very big. Even if you spread it over the next 4 years,
It's difficult.
we'll still not get to a million. But let's see how
Yeah.
they turn it out. I think lastly, what they want to do is they want to put together regional hubs.
Don't you have that already? I think almost every region has a hub
yeah,
now.
as a digital.
Yeah,
hub.
but ICT parks and
Oh,
zona
what's
belts.
the ICT park?
Regional
I
Digital
didn't read
Center
that
and
part.
ICT Park. It will just probably to be something like Ghana Tech Hub, something like that. So
Ghana Tech Lab.
Ghana Tech Lab, sorry.
Yeah.
So it'll be something like that. Probably there'll be a couple of companies there. So they have access to resources, high speed internet, whatever they need to make sure they can run their business.
I think decentralizing access to opportunity outside of Accra.
Yeah.
For me, I like that idea a lot. So that you want to build something, you don't necessarily have to come to Accra to have access to a more vibrant community to build with and things like that.
I feel like we are explaining for those who should be explaining. So
I think that's our job.
I mean,
they've not broken it down like we are doing.
We are analyzing it and see like if it's, let's say, how best they can achieve that, and also if it's realistic. I think one last one is they want to do a digital job initiative. That's like want to train 300,000 young people in the digital sector. Basically mostly in software development. I feel like they'll add this number to the 1 million this project. Governments tend to be very innovative.
They are part of the digital initiative. The coders are all part of
but
it.
But they categorically put it as a different targets, 300,000, because include data analytics, digital marketing, and also e-commerce. That's one of the things.
But we're open to partnering with them to achieve some of this initiative. So really interested. We definitely want to run some of the programs with them.
So
I think Nigeria also has something like a 1 million.
I think 3 million.
Okay, yes, it's
3 million.
Makes sense. There are a lot of
Nigerians is 3 million.
Some of it seems like it was like a pick and edit.
No, but I think it's working. I mean,
but is it really working?
It's working. It's working.
It is working. I think I read a little bit about it.
Bosu reports almost every week on what's happening. I think it's working.
I think they have trained about a couple 100,000 so far.
Over how many months?
Like 2 years.
Yeah, from the last time I checked. But probably the numbers have gone out a little bit. I think there were some challenges, but it's normal. It's expected to have challenges.
I think for Nigeria too, they're looking to launch an AI university. I read it somewhere. So it's also a strategy to meet their goals.
Some judge also mentioned some AI things. I think we'll get there.
Okay. So the next news item, the tech leaders took a look at the fintech ecosystem and its potential in 2025. He looked at companies like Rewire, Affinity, and also Achieve. I think they didn't cover Fido here, but it's BY Achieve. Yeah, but also they consider Fido Ghanaian.
I mean, it's
they have
originally.
I personally
but I think Ghana is like one of their primary markets.
Yeah,
so
how do you say?
I mean, the software is more
Israeli company, right?
Yeah.
But they have a shop in Ghana.
Yeah.
They're not really a Ghanaian company.
Yeah, but I think Ghana is one of the biggest.
I think
their first
market. They're now in Uganda.
Yes, it's a tradition.
They got funding to enter Uganda. Yeah. So I mean, what do you guys think about the prospects of this company? Affinity, Rewire. I think Rewire got into the final events. I think Africa's Builder Summit. They're one of the finalists.
Okay.
Happening in Nairobi, I think. Very soon.
Was it the one that they said Rewire is a Nigerian company?
Yeah. I think
Rewire is not a Nigerian. Okay. I don't know, but Rewire is not a Ghanaian. It's not a Nigerian company.
I mean, I think we know.
We know.
I mean, looking at it, we know the founders.
Ghanaians.
I mean, at least a couple of them are Ghanaians. It started here, but you look at their registration. I looked at their site. I didn't see they don't have any Ghanaian license, and at least from their sites,
there's no license. There's no license for their category.
But somebody have applied.
But they got into the BOG sandbox.
Yeah, they have a Nigerian license. They actually have a Canadian license. I think they have a license in Dubai. But they don't have a Ghanaian license yet. So it's quite strange that a Ghanaian company
the parents
operating in Ghana.
Ghana is their primary market. Let's see.
It's been their primary market. But strangely enough, they don't have a license here. But yeah, then the BIG's regulatory sandbox, good for them. I mean, regulation killed a lot of people, but I think they are the few companies that have survived regulation so far. Good playing. So yeah, what do you guys think about these companies? Their outlook in the coming year?
I think it's been great seeing Affinity, a digital finance company, doing 82.1 million in deposits, over 34,000 in transactions, and over 45,000 customers, individual customers. That's like a significant number
Yes.
for a digital bank. But we hope to see more in bigger numbers as well. And they did 20 million CDs in loans.
Yeah.
So that's like really good news. Seeing that people are making a digital to a key part of their business. Yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah, I just want to shout out Affinity for their initiative and their support for the Cantonment to traders.
Yeah.
I think it's a good initiative. They allocated their media budgets to support them.
Marketing budgets.
That's a good initiative. I think it shows that they're really in touch with the people. They're not.
They have a lot of billboards at Cantonment, surprisingly.
Awesome. So yeah, the next, I don't say article we're going to look at. I mean, we're just going to look at the appointments of certain people to various government agencies. That's in relation to tech. I think President John Mahama has appointed Reverend Engineer Edmond Yentri Fianco to be the acting Director General of the NCA. I think he was he's been with the NCA, trying to pull his profile up, but I think he was the Director of Engineering for the NCA and is now the acting Director General. What are you people's expectation of him? What do you hope to see him do? NCA basically runs the telco, right? They regulate the telcos. What are your expectations of him?
I don't know if my expectation will go to him, but it goes to his boss.
Okay.
Sam George. So when we get there, I'll talk about it.
Okay, I mean, you can move there. I think also, I think Sam George is being, I mean, we could talk together.
Yeah.
He's been vetted today. He mentioned a couple of stuff. He pointed out the government's visions to. What's the word you use? The regulatory landscape.
Yes. So there are a couple of phrases or keywords used that got me very excited. The first one is the use of agile regulatory framework. So they are going to redefine the regulatory framework and then operate in an agile system. That's for the fintech department. He says he thinks the fintech department sits under digital technology, which sits with his ministry. So they are going to look at that. And I think it's one good thing. I mean, it will make a lot of people happy.
Yeah, I think, just to clarify, I think they said they want to create an independent department, but still under BOG.
Still under BOG, yeah. That's true. And then the 50 million fund, I think he says it's much larger. It's not 50, it's about 300 million. And there are also a couple other things that he mentioned. So I'll just read a couple. So one of them is a hint on re-registration of SIMs, again, which I think will make a lot of people, will piss a lot of people off.
Yeah.
But I mean, he also says it's not going to be a queuing re-registration. I think we've heard that before. He says it's not going to be a queuing re-registration. It's going to be a notification. You get a notification on your phone, and then you'll be told that you've been re-registered. Yeah. But there'll be a few people who will be who have to come to the office of the various telcos to verify. And I think the basic reason he's stating here is the fact that there are still people in the system that they still can't account for, in terms of people are still using it for fraudulent activities. So, I mean, I think it will make a lot of people happy, especially the telcos themselves.
But why are we registering again? I mean, we did that some years ago.
Yeah, we've done that.
And now it's like part of.
Yeah, it's part of almost everything.
Yeah, everything to register.
But I mean, as far as we don't have to go there and they're handling it there, I don't know the effect it will have on the operations of telcos, or if there will be any disruption that will affect their users. But if it doesn't, and they're handling their own thing, instead the telcos have to pay. I don't know if the telcos will be happy about it.
Yeah, no, I don't think they'll be really happy about it.
But yeah, I mean, from where I sit, I don't know how it was done before and why they are doing it again. But
I think the main reason he cited, let me just, if I can see the quote.
so yeah, basically that's it.
Let me just read. We will do a proper SIM re-registration exercise again, but this time nobody's going to queue because common sense will prevail. Please, he's the one saying it. It's not me. This is Sam John's. Common sense will prevail, expertise will prevail, and logic will work. So there won't be no queuing. Yeah. I think the main reason is because of the fraud. People, you still can't account for a number of people who are on the network.
Yeah. Well, let's see if I would doubt if it will really solve issues of fraud. I mean, fraudulent people always be
They'll still be
innovative.
there.
Yeah,
They'll find a way.
they'll find a way around it. But let's see to what extent they could, curb that issue. So yeah, basically that's it. Do you have anything to add, Kelly?
No, I don't know much about the man in question. So
You don't know much, but do you have any expectation of him?
for Sam George as a minister of
Yeah, communication and digital innovation.
I think when if he listens or he pays attention to operators in the space and the industry, he can do what I think that's like he said, that's common sense. Yeah.
Do you have any expectation in terms of fintech regulations?
Yeah, and
But
also data prices. That was one of the questions they asked him.
Oh,
Data prices, call prices.
I
all
think
of that.
market
All sits
forces
within
would address that.
quality of calls, all of that. Sits
But
within.
also my take on is approach to restructuring the regulatory landscape. I think
You don't like it.
It's not like I don't like it. I think we hope he walks the talk, but I don't think fintech sits directly under the Ministry of Digital Communication. It will be more
Digital
under the
technology.
digital technology to more under Ministry of Finance.
I agree.
Than that. They can work hand in hand, but also whatever restructuring they're looking to do, I hope they balance that with protecting consumers.
Yeah.
We don't want to be creating fintechs that would cause another, financial shake the financial landscape and cause loss of people's hard-earned money. So they should balance that. We want innovation, we want to be forward-looking, but we should try and balance that as well.
Yeah, I think for me it'll be more of driving innovation, making a case for innovators to have room to innovate here. Because when we create that room, it's likely we'll draw more talent. It's likely we would make more products. It's likely people will bet more on us. Because this is a safe environment. I mean, Ghana has been testified to be doing well when it comes to democracy. So that's good news. So giving room for innovators to work, or even add on and send good news or make good effects in the world on our behalf.
Being agile with being agile with releasing licenses and approving licenses and things like that. That should also
it should be easier to give a license and monitor and see.
Shouldn't take 1 year. Shouldn't take 2 years.
That should be a thing of the past.
That's what Caleb is saying.
That's not what you're saying.
Actually,
I think my expectations of him would be to harness the opportunities that has presented itself, right? I think it was who shared the article about meltwater, showcasing that Ghana tops the charts.
Yeah, I was very surprised when I saw
mobile connectivity.
Yeah,
like the whole world, Ghana tops the charts when
I
it
think
comes to mobile connectivity.
it was a day. Let me just find it.
Is it daily usage?
Was it
Specific
October
day.
2024?
Yeah, that month.
That
During
month.
we talked
In
globally.
terms of
I'm coming.
Internet on mobile phones.
Internet on mobile phones.
So usage of internet on mobile phones. So
okay.
that presents a lot of opportunities. So all the policies he's looking at bringing on board, he should factor in mobile phone usage and actual connectivity, right? We want to have internet access, like the connectivity should be higher than what we see. You'll be on a global call and then your internet will just go off.
Global call.
Global core.
Yeah, I'm in a very high paying job, right? And yeah, so there is penetration, but we want to see quality when it comes to internet connectivity, and of course, data prices should come.
One interesting thing in relation to what you see is I would like to see where they'll go with this whole 5G thing. Being having a new government in place, I like to see which direction they'll go with it.
I don't know why I'm laughing.
I hope they
Is it the
improved.
5G that's
Yes.
They improved on what the previous governments, the works that the previous governments laid down.
I say improve.
Uh,
Continue and improve.
I mean, there's been a little bit improve. I mean,
Improve, okay.
there's always room for improvement.
Improvement.
So we can improve on what the previous government did.
I saw a tweet on Twitter. It's not Twitter again, but for me it's Twitter. So there's house for improvement.
No room.
House.
Sure, yeah.
Really?
So yeah, I'm curious to see what direction they go with that. Yeah. So yeah, that's it for what's happening in tech. It's brought to you by techleaders.africa. You can check on techleaders.africa for more news content on what's happening in the Ghanaian ecosystem. We are covering 80% Ghanaian content on techleaders.africa. I think it's in line with the goal of this season's vision for Building Bytes. So I think I'll tell you more about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, check out techleader.africa.
Great. Okay. So we go into the main conversation. As I said in our opening, this is a new season and we are very, very excited about it. So we'll talk about what the season is about, why we are doing this season, and what to look out for in this season. So to get started, I don't know how we are starting this, but as you can see in the back, there's a nice logo in the back there. That's the name of the season, Ghana Tech to the World. Let's do it as an explainer.
GTTW.
Why are we doing Ghana Tech to the World?
Yeah.
I think we can start. Give you a background, and then after that we build up from there.
Okay. Why doing Ghana Tech to the World? I think for me, I can see like there is a lot of opportunity in Ghana's ecosystem. When you look at events on the African stage, and there seems to be most events. There seems to be the lack of presence of Ghanaian technology there, being it Ghanaian companies or Ghanaian tech talent. There seems to be lack of there, and think people are trying to fill that gap. Puts Ghana on the world stage, but I think we need more hands on deck to achieve that. So I think that's why we're doing Ghana Tech to the World. I think we want to project the ecosystem in such a way that people see the opportunities. I mean, the ecosystem undoubtedly is small, but there's opportunity in there. There are smaller ecosystems that are more vibrant. So if we project the ecosystem, we could see more. We could train more talents. We could get more investment into the ecosystem, and we could do great things. We don't need to be big as other ecosystem, but I think for me, it's to make the Ghanaian tech ecosystem much more richer and vibrant. Although it might be small, we could take it to the next level by putting it on the world stage. So yeah, I think for me, that's why we're doing this Ghana Tech to the World.
Yeah. So, would you guys want to add any other?
I think Poga has mostly mentioned most of it, and I think last year Ghana added on to the big five in the tech. What's it called?
Big players.
Big players in Africa.
Yeah.
Yes. So Ghana is like the newest entrant in the space, and even though we have been building for quite a while, we need to highlight our stories. We need to tell people what we are building. Last week on one of our WhatsApp groups, I saw the Speech platform. I don't know if you guys have seen Speech. Speech is basically an LLM for Nigerian languages. So they have Yoruba, and their technology is actually very great. And one thing that struck me is the fact that when I open LinkedIn, I see about 5 Nigerians posted. There's this Nigerian founder who is building speech. There's this Nigerian founder who is building speech. So there's, I mean, not to compare,
Their
but
support.
there is a lot of support when it comes to if someone starts something and is great. We don't see that here, where someone would start something great and then everybody is talking about it, even at the initial stages. So Building Bytes is going to be that voice. We are going to highlight innovations that are even starting in the initial stages. So we see a lot of digitalization agenda, digital economy conversations going on. We want to be the go-to source for getting to know about the tech ecosystem, getting to know the key stories that are moving mountains in a way. So yes, I think for me, that's how I see how we are going to project Ghana's talents, Ghana's innovation to the global stage.
So I think from last year up until somewhere early part of this year, I will speak to a lot of people who work in our ecosystem. And most of the time when you speak to people, it's like there's a lot happening here, but we aren't really telling a lot of our stories. And there isn't like that push, right? So I think for me, how I see this season is like this is going to be like that push, intentional push. And that's the reason why it is Ghana Tech to the world. It is not Building Bytes Tech to the world. It is Ghana Tech. It's like everybody. We are pushing the entire ecosystem. I hope we can push it, but we are pushing the entire ecosystem, telling our stories to the world. And I think we'll dive deep into how we plan to do that. So let's just look at some of the aspects of some of the stories that we hope to tell. So I'll just kick off by just highlighting one. So there are a lot of local success stories. So I know last season, all of a decade, we spoke to some of the big tycoons, right? But though that focus was a little bit skewed around mostly their personality and a little bit about the company. But this time I want to go a lot more deeper, learn about the success stories, get to know who is building what, and not just the founders also. So when I enter a company like Haptel has a lot of departments. So who are the senior leads in those departments? What are they building? How are they solving problems? What's keeping them up at night? Why are they spend a lot of time like not sleeping? Not like learn a lot more about that, and then like tell all of these organic and relevant stories out there. I think what are some other objectives that we are looking at in terms of the key themes? So I think is the local impact, global reach, and then ecosystem drive.
So yeah, I think I'll take my angle from the ecosystem drive. I think for me, I'm looking for us to have more collaborations in the ecosystem. As you said, people are building, but we don't know if they are building. Everybody's building in their corner. So I think we could look at more collaboration in the ecosystem, where people will come together and build stuff. Drive grassroots development. I think that's what I'm looking at for me personally. I think it will be a great place to start. I'll borrow the words of our former vice president, make the fundamentals strong.
So there's nothing to expose us.
You won't be exposed. So yeah, I mean, more collaboration for me, grassroots events like Demo Friday. I think it's a perfect platform. I'm looking at us extending it more, having more impact. I think last time when you did the Demo Friday, I think there's this guy Alabi that came there. I mean, he wasn't on the people that was gonna demo.
Shout out to
But
Alabi.
he came there. We were just talking. I was like, oh, he couldn't get in.
If I told him,
Yeah, and it's like, oh, he hasn't even finished his happen. Whilst we were there,
he was
He
building.
was
building while other people were pitching. He
It
was
was
building,
exciting.
and yeah, it was exciting, and he finally got the opportunity to
Demo
demo
it.
his product, and it was very inspirational. Like
It was.
people building actively. It's like I don't know how. A reality show or something. He
It
had
was
audience
actually, yeah.
see him build,
He got
and
real-time feedback.
he got to present and had feedback. So
Yeah.
grassroots stuff like this, there might be very small, but that's what sparks the bigger
Conversation.
stuff.
Yeah.
So I would like to see more of that. Yeah, basically.
You know, when you touched on events, a thought just occurred to me. Last November was the most number of events I've ever gone to. Like within a very short for tech,
Yeah.
within a very short period of time, back to back, every single day, people were having events, and they were all skewed here in Accra. Like,
Why?
why? If we are talking about Ghana tech to the world,
Yeah.
I know Kumasi is a very key
It is.
stakeholder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Takrady is also.
Takrady
there
as
is
well.
Ho, the North.
There's
the North,
Tamale.
The guys who are streaming than any other. I think the last Spotify.
Yeah.
Wow.
The Spotify
Yeah,
wrapped.
that's what, yeah.
Wow. So there's a lot going on,
A lot.
and we only hear news about Accra.
So
All
almost
of
as if it's Accra Tech to the world.
yeah, exactly.
It's Ghana
It's Ghana tech to the world. We want to see collaborations like Poga mentioned. If we are all having a core goal as people who are in the test, we want to like achieve a particular goal.
Yeah.
Why do we want to do it differently in different spaces, in
Spaces, yeah.
different? I mean, it was all skewed towards one angle, and you go to one event, they are basically doing the exact same thing,
Yeah.
the same structure, line of conversations, and you can even predict what the next speaker will say.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I mean for me, because I go to events a lot, so
How
I
many events did you go to last year?
I
the
wanted
last
to
time you were
count.
counting?
Yeah,
I
I
think there
didn't
was-
finish counting.
There's this lady, was it on LinkedIn, that was counting the number of tech events. she's been to.
Okay.
I've forgotten, but I think it was a lot. More
Yeah.
than 50. It was like, how many? You go like more than one event a week or something?
Yeah, so
That's crazy.
Oh,
please, event organizers,
It should be creative.
switch things.
companies,
you
tech
know,
companies,
go out.
please go out of the box, go outside of your comfort zone, go have events in Takrady. We will come. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Like even if you bus us,
There's
yeah.
actually a community in Takra, like a vibrant community.
Yeah, I
of,
think last year there was I think Akosia of BTech. I think they hosted an event. It's not in Takrady, but close to Takrady.
Cape Coast.
Okay.
No, I think this place, it's I've
Before-
forgotten the
before
place.
so.
Beposo. Yeah, I don't know if you remember that event. but-
I'll just mention before so. Before is close to Takra.
yeah, so I think they hosted an event there.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
they went to a school or something like that. So yeah, props to them. We want to see more of that. Yeah.
And I think from conversations, I think that's where we are getting to at Demo Fridays.
Yeah.
I think
I wanted
there
us to
was-
save that
okay.
for.
Okay.
Let's see.
Yeah,
That's
but
all
I
right.
think sometimes to in as much as definitely Ghana tech to the world, it looks like Accra because influencers are in Accra. That's
Influencer everywhere.
yeah.
Are you
The
saying
key
influencers
influencers,
as
in terms
the
of like-
influencers we know or
No, not
kingmakers?
not like decision makers,
ecosystem.
ecosystem
Okay.
builders,
Okay.
the enablers.
Okay.
Okay. Not
Usually-
influencers.
yes, not like Snapchat
Tech.
influencer and things. Or like the decision makers. Usually they are based in Accra,
Hmm.
and it takes a lot to move some of them out of the region.
Okay.
If you even track them more, the only times they move out is when maybe they are doing some inspection across like various
Most of
regions.
these events are not.
You don't have to move.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, they have to. If it's in Accra, they have to travel to Dakar, they have to travel to Kumasi, they have to travel to wherever it is.
Okay.
So maybe this year we want to encourage them that they should go step out of their comfort zones, as we say.
I think Tech in Ghana is going to Kumasi for the first time.
Yeah. They should
That's
step
cool.
out and visit other places. Like,
Also,
Mhm.
I hope the government's efforts to establish regional and zonal belts or ICT hubs would contribute to that.
Yeah.
I think some of these events we need communities or hubs like
Yeah.
this to be able to facilitate
it.
and run it. But I think it's happening. Some are happening. We have their power space in Takrady doing
Yeah,
very
doing
great
a
work.
lot, a lot.
They're doing a lot. iCode has also been doing a lot. Node 8 in Ho.
8.
they're
There's
doing
one
a
in
lot.
the upper. It was very popular. I've forgotten the name.
Yeah, Kumasi too.
Kumasi
There's one
Hive.
I've been-
Upper space.
But I think we would want to see more in all of these places. because I think the concentration in Accra, it doesn't balance with the concentration in other parts of the region as well. So yeah, we
But
want to see
I
more.
kind of feel they are actually doing more, but we are not hearing their
Hearing from them,
stories.
exactly.
You understand? So I don't know whether it's about reach
Or we
or
following them.
we following
Yeah,
them.
we following them.
Okay, so maybe
Finding
we are
out
going
what's
to make a
happening.
conscious effort to project
To project what they are doing,
what they are
Yeah.
tell a lot
doing.
more stories. So,
Yeah.
okay, we'll do that. And I think one other angle to the Ghana Tech to the World twist is the global focus. So not just also telling our stories globally, but also looking at Ghanaians or people from Ghanaian descent in global enterprises who are doing extremely well.
Yeah.
So learn about their work, what they are doing, what's exciting about their work, what they are learning, how they can also impact us, the knowledge that they've learned, how they can impact us with that knowledge also. So we're doing a lot of those type of conversations. So enter a company like Microsoft. I know there are a number of Ghanaians there. I can
Yeah.
mention Edem and a couple of other people. Speak to some of these people, help let them share their stories, how they got there, what they learned, and what they are learning that we can also learn in this ecosystem to also, empower us and also build better companies and things like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, a lot of that. Not to forget even our companies that are going global. To
Yes,
also
yes, that push
share
also.
a lot on them, because there's some companies doing beyond Ghana.
Yeah.
So there's a need to highlight the work they are doing
They are doing
beyond.
outside of Ghana.
I think it's not easy scaling companies globally, and we can testify to the facts. Not many Ghanaian companies are on the global scale, are even operating less in more than 5 countries. It's a difficult one to even move to another region.
It is.
Not talk about another country. So there's a need to highlight
Yeah.
the good work they are doing. Hope to have some of the operators and the founders there on the show.
And I think this is relevant because if you want to start a business, you don't want to, there's a saying, reinvent the wheel, right? Getting to know how these people, how they are working, how they are connecting dots,
Yeah.
even collaborating with them it would help support your work, and it would even make you get an understanding. So let me just use an example, right? When you are starting your market research as an entrepreneur, and you want to cite articles, right? You want to really validate a particular issue or a problem you have identified. We don't have a lot of stories out there to cite. Yeah.
Or
People
data.
are doing data. Yeah. So this is more like getting a lot of data,
Yeah.
putting them together. So Building Bytes, we hope to be that portal of data where you find sources of
Good point.
people who are actually working in the space, and you'll be able to cite them and in your entrepreneurial endeavors. Yeah. So do look out. I'm excited. I
Talking
don't
about
know.
the data bits, I dare say, I think we have the largest library of Ghanaian people working tech who spent over 10 years. Like, we have the largest library of such conversations.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think there's any other podcast or any other show that has
Yeah.
that library. So there's a lot of like insights to listen if you have time. If you
People
need it.
to learn from all
Yeah.
the things they've done and how they've done that. So you can listen to some of our old episodes to catch up whatever industry it is as in relation to tech.
Maybe we should look at having infographics to
Yeah.
connect the dots. For people who are interested in data analytics, it would help. Yeah.
So
But listen to the podcast.
yeah, that's a brief explainer of what the Ghana Tech to the World is and our primary focus for this season. So we're looking at global reach, you're looking at local impact, and we're also looking at ecosystem drivers, bringing everybody and everything together. So we'll be doing a lot more, interviewing a lot more people, operators and founders along this line for this season. And that's going to be our primary focus for the entire year.
So you can reach out to us if you work in whatever company you are in, legacy company, new company, startup. Yeah.
If you're in a department, if you are the
If you are the
department,
department.
so you can also equally reach out. And I think for me, I'm very, very excited.
Yeah.
about this. I read a report which, I mean, it's 2022, but it's just a couple of years apart. And one of the key places that they recommended that the ecosystem do a lot is around media.
Okay.
So we're not telling our stories that much. And I think for this push, I mean, it's us starting it, but everybody has to, like, we encourage
Contribute.
everybody to own it, so that, I mean, we are driving the ecosystem, we are pushing it as far as we can. And then, I mean, we're highlighting the stories. If a thing happens in Nigeria, man, how people push it, people
Yeah.
tell, we might not have that muscle and that interest now, but I mean, if I start it, you start it, we end up building our ecosystem and making it a lot more exciting. So I think we'll move on to a few other things that will be happening within this season period. I think we'll start with Demo Fridays. So some of the things that are coming up that people should be excited about.
We're bringing you a lot more of the old stuff. As you
Did you
said,
say those?
yeah, a lot more of it.
Oh.
Of the old stuff. I mean,
Is this a
definitely.
new season? You said
Yeah,
new stuff.
It's. I mean, it was good juice. So
Okay.
we're
Yeah.
Okay.
not throwing it away. We're bringing you a lot more of that, and we're bringing you new stuff as well. We're looking to take Demo Friday across the country. Probably for this year, we're looking to go into Kumasi and Takoradi for now. So those in Kumasi and Takoradi, be expecting us. We'll be there. Be bringing you Demo Friday. We'll be bringing you the platform. We just leave it with you, and you do whatever you want with it.
Not
Yeah.
whatever they want. They should work well with it.
They will build. They'll be building.
Yeah.
And they'll be building stuff and
So,
demoing. and,
solving good problems.
Emphasis
running
on
their own
good.
ecosystem. So also we having a lot more discussions with Demo Friday masterclasses.
I think I've mentioned
So it will be happening I think every other month. We'll be having it. If we are not in
that.
Kumasi,
What's
or
a
Takoradi.
Demo Friday? What would it typically look like?
So it will be in the form of webinars where we pick a resource person, choose a topic, and have discussion about that topic. The resource person will share their expertise on that topic. And there'll be immense knowledge being shared in that webinar. We will be having our first one this February. Look out. We put out the registration links. It could be in this,
It could be.
this show's footnotes. Actually, it will be in the show's footnotes. So you check it out and register. We have exciting resource topics and very experienced resources coming to talk on various subjects. As I said, happening every other Friday. If you're not doing Demo Friday or we're not in like Accra or Kumasi,
Every month.
we would have
We do
a
have something.
masterclass
From Demo Friday.
talking about interesting and very insightful topics. So that's then. And we're looking to have our normal Demo Fridays in Accra, apart from being in Takoradi and Kumasi. We're looking to make it more interesting, more engaging, and provide even more value to our audience that attend Demo Fridays. We entreat you to be at every single one of them. Don't miss out. And we're having a very big one. We're having a hackathon.
Hey, Charlie, how come?
We're having a hackathon this
Hackathon.
first part of the year in the second quarter. Demo Friday we'll be taking a different form with the one we're having in June. So look out.
The hackathon will be in June.
Yes. Start forming your teams.
But
No,
you don't know what
You
they're
don't know.
working on.
I mean, it will still be a developer, a designer, and whatever.
So
Yes, I
start
can
forming your
obvious,
teams. Start working on innovative ideas. Whatever the team will be, you can plug in your innovative idea and be at the hackathon. I mean, you build something, you win the ultimate bragging rights,
Yeah.
and definitely some cash prizes as well. We're looking to see you at every Demo Friday and definitely at the hackathon as well.
And we are looking for sponsors.
Yes, we're looking for
So,
partners
and
and
partners.
sponsors. Whether in Kumasi, Takoradi, you want to partner with us. I mean, wherever you are in Accra, if you want to partner with us,
Even beyond Accra.
in Ghana, sorry.
Yeah, even for the webinars. So that's one of the things I wanted to highlight, that we are our aim here is to take Ghana to the world.
Mm.
So across board, and even for our webness, we are targeting people from every region.
Yeah.
We are leaving no one out. So wherever you are, whatever chance you think or help you need, or you think you will need for us to connect with you or to make you part of whatever you're doing, we'd like to have you on. Even if it's a startup wherever in the country, we want you to be part of it or want to be part of it. We are glad to have you on and make sure some of our webinars are tailored towards your needs, so everybody can be on the same page with time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically that's it. So yeah, it's an OP call to whoever's interested. If you just want to attend or you want to partner with us to work on
Partner with us.
on any of these events, sure.
There's just one thing
Sponsor
I
us.
wanted to add about the master classes. So, typical building byte interviews it's not just, but it's us interviewing an operator founder, talking about their story and what they do. But a master class will be more of, okay,
Experts.
I am this, but
How
this is
can
how
I
I did
implement
it.
in
Yeah,
your
A, B,
situation?
C, D,
Yeah.
and I really love that. Really love that
Yeah.
that approach, and I really love that we are doing that also. And it's also going to help. I mean, share a lot more local insight,
Yeah.
which is very, 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 very important also, so that we are building better companies, building better careers.
Yeah.
I want to build a better career, so I'll come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. So I think another reason too is to highlight some of the top skills we have.
Yeah.
And make good use of them, not in a bad form, but in a good case, because we can't make some of these people take their skill away. In the long term, they're probably moving out of the country. They're probably working for global companies, or they'll probably be in a place where it will be difficult getting access to them. So we want to use this opportunity to draw them closer to us, get them to share what they know, what they have with us, and see how best we can implement it for a greater good.
So
just to chip in, so I went for a yellow card event early part of this. I forgot which week, and I met
The
the
last 2 weeks.
last 2 weeks. I met the chief operating officer, Jason,
Yeah.
and then we were just having a short conversation. And then he mentioned one of the things he loved about Ghana is our talent.
Yeah.
And he mentioned one designer they have, Derek.
Okay.
The guy praised Derek like
Wow.
the guy is good. He does this. I said he said he applied when Derek applied. There were other people who had applied from South Africa, whatnot, and the guy blew all of them. And he loves the way, and like it's all about his Ghanaian talent is good.
Yeah.
And I think, I mean, we have to also build a lot more Derek's and in the master classes and things like that. To be an opportunity to learn from people like Derek, learn from the bright talent that we have in this ecosystem.
And if you are someone like Derek who doesn't post on LinkedIn or doesn't showcase
Participate in communities or that.
communities,
Be active.
yeah, please, at least you've heard about us.
Yeah.
Talk to us, right? Join our master classes and let's tell your expertise. Let's showcase it to the world, because I know Ghanaians are the most, those who use the word please the most.
Yeah.
Not the tweet, the LinkedIn.
Yeah, Tariq.
We Tariq.
So yeah,
Please.
founder of Affinity Group was highlighting how Ghanaians overuse please.
We just the humility is
Too much.
it's not getting us anywhere. He said it's not driving our GDP. It will increase our GDP 20% or something like that. Yeah. So the humble bragging, I think 2025 we are turning on a new leaf. So please showcase your skill sets. If you can do something very, very well, tell the world about it, or tell us, we tell the world.
Yep.
yeah, I mean, to add to that, also to the resource person, if we reach out to you, we would hope you'll be very forthcoming and provide the needed support. I just want to take this opportunity to shout out George Festus Mesa. He'll be our first resource person from Ego Tickets. I think he was very forthcoming when we reached out to him. He was very quick to respond.
That's great.
So yeah, if we reach out to you, we hope you'll be
Are you
very
warning them
welcoming.
on that?
we are making an appeal.
He said no, please. We want to increase the GDP. So.
Yeah, we hope you'll be very I think some people, as you said, they want to be sit in their corner and not put themselves out there, but I think you should think about the effect you have on posterity. It might not benefit you to be out there and talking about the knowledge you need, but you could inspire a whole new generation, and somebody could say that because of you, I got to get this knowledge,
Yeah.
and I get to become who I am now.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you're not doing it for yourself, doing it for the people that inspire, and also
Public
it could
good.
increase our GDP, and you
Yeah.
can make more money from that.
Way better companies.
Yeah.
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 I agree. I think it feels more like a movement we are intentional about and want to drive this year. I mean, like some did for a year of return and other tourism. Flights.
True.
I think this it's a good one. We want everyone on board, including the Ministry of Communication.
Yeah, we'll
Digital
probably reach
That
out.
Technology.
We'll probably reach out to you.
Reach out
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
I think this
If you're listening
we want to make
yeah.
this year
Reach
an
out to
intentional
us.
year to share the stories of Ghana Tech to the world. So, if this is something you are aligned with, we want to talk to you.
If you don't align with, I mean,
We still want to talk to
try
you.
and
So I
align
want to
with.
talk to you and see an alignment.
Yeah.
So what will be happening with All Star Women in Tech?
Yeah, so for All Stars Women in Tech, this year is going to be different in the sense that we are looking at interviewing more, what's it called? We are looking at interviewing more women who are in the same space
Sector
or in the
focus.
same sector, the same profession, similar profession, same
Okay.
industry. Yes. So our first one is going to be for product designers. So you
Okay.
see women who are badass product designers,
Yeah.
like they are just killing it everywhere
Yeah.
in their sectors, in their companies. They are working here in Ghana, they are working in global companies, and they are going to be speaking to you about the experience and what they think about design. So it's going to be top notch. It's not going to be more empathetic and yeah.
I mean, it could be that.
It could be that. It could be that. There's no problem with that.
I hope
I was hoping to hear your feedback.
I mean, yeah,
I
it
got
could be
feedback.
that.
That's why we are working on this.
Okay.
So it's going
Yeah,
to
you
be
got feedback, but if you didn't like it,
no, people liked it,
uh,
but we kind of we are more leaning towards talking about inclusivity
Okay.
and we want everyone on board, and
uh,
it's mostly the conversation whenever you see a lot of women gathered at one
yeah.
place.
You want to try
And-
something?
okay.
We want to try something new. Yeah. So every other month you see us. So we'll be publishing about 6 episodes. We are looking also to have a live audience experience. Yes. I had to pause
Okay.
so they can sink in.
Mm.
Yeah. So a
Emily,
live
Emily or Afi taught you?
sorry.
Emily or Afi taught you?
Who did communication?
Communication.
And
Communication. Afi.
Afi, okay. Afi taught
Now I'm worried.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So we'll be having that as well. We're looking to, I mean, I hope that this particular initiative actually runs, but we are looking to have a TEDx style conversation
you.
for women to talk about the experience in the tech space. So a 15 minutes or less.
Mm.
We haven't yet, put out how it should be, but
Mm.
this is how we are thinking about it. We want to hear the stories. We want to hear the hard times. We want to hear the good times. You know, we want to encourage more women to get into the tech space through that event. So I think that event will also go along with a showcase, a founder showcase market, where we'll highlight our female entrepreneurs who are building tech products, especially femtech products, but then all tech products. If you are a leader, a founder, a co-founder of a tech product, you would be invited to join the showcase where you would definitely showcase, market your goods, and then get more women to be a part of. So we are looking at creating a more collaborative ecosystem for tech founders and people who are building in the tech space, females who are building in the tech space. So a WhatsApp group is going to be formed, and when that is ready, we are going to share it to you. You are going to be a part of it.
Great.
And finally, I almost forgot this part. We also, no, I think I've forgotten that. Let me just quickly.
The female report.
Yes. our impact reports.
Impact
So we
reports,
want to highlight the impact of femtechs in the country. So as we are part of the group, if you achieve a success, you want to share it out, you are going to collate all that and then look at the impact that female tech entrepreneurs or female builders in the space are making
yeah.
in the ecosystem. This is a very long one, it's a hard one, but we are looking at getting it done and we need your help, we need your support. So if you are building the tech space and you're a female, you're a founder, you are a product designer, you're a software engineer, wherever you are in the tech ecosystem, reach out to us, reach out to me or any of us here, and we are definitely going to make 2025 exposing your talents to the world.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's great. We have a lot in stock for you for Ghana Tech to the World season. I just wanted to add one last thing. I think we'll go to opportunities and we'll be done for the episode. So we have a community, a very vibrant community on WhatsApp, and I think we ran a poll a couple of weeks ago on what people do. I'm just trying to find that poll, and it was very interesting. A number of people who have what's it called, full-time roles and are still building stuff. And I think it's very interesting as an ecosystem. And if you are out there, you are building something and you want a community of people to also share your ideas with what you are building with, there'll be a link to the community in the video. If you watch to this far, you find it.
I think last season or two, Dario mentioned that was one of his biggest learning from Ghana. And I talk about Dario, former chief director of science. He mentioned that when he got to Ghana, that's why he realized that you can't do just full time. You have to do full time with something else in Ghana. So Ghanaians always have something extra apart from their full time job. So don't be surprised if you are employing a Ghanaian and he has something extra. Thank God that you know about it before they tell you.
So the pool actually had. I just want to go through the numbers. Okay, had more than 30 people filling in, and then the options was full time all the way. So those who do just 9 to 5, and those who do full time and side gig, and those who do freelance, solo visionaries, and idea collectors. And 27 of them are doing full time and projects.
Wow,
like that's
like 97%.
That's
like
crazy.
90+%.
Yeah, that's crazy. But it also makes me excited in the sense that out of these 27, probably 10 of them will end up going full time with their product. And then that's like an entire ecosystem, like getting a lot more companies and things like that. So if you are building something, a side project, side whatever, and you need a community, we are building is there for you. There'll be a link to join also. So we'll go to opportunities and then that'll be it for this season. We'll come back with our first episode for our first proper episode for the season. For the season, there's a timer. We are almost done. We're almost done. Come back to our first proper episode for the season.
All right. So for opportunity, generative AI accelerator program by Google is currently in place, and there's a grant amount of $30 million at stake. So there's an open call for organizations harnessing the power of generative AI to unlock potential for everyone everywhere. So that's google.org. That's Google's social arm. And the second...
I want to add something about that.
Okay.
The interesting thing about that fund is it's not just for tech startups. So even if you are a hub and you are doing education,
social enterprise,
anybody you can
civic
just
entities,
you can chip in there.
So apply. Yes. The second opportunity is Tech Forever Global Femtech Accelerator 2025. It's open. So the Google's deadline is February 10th, and this one's deadline is February 15th. So Tech Forever is a global femtech community and a 6-month equity-free femtech startup acceleration program for companies developing innovative women's health solutions. I think Beaver will apply. That creates impact and change to improve women's health. So that is also available. And then, of course, the MasterCard EdTech Fellowship that is run by MEST is that it's open and the deadline is ending of February. So I think they're going to have
60K.
Yes.
Equity. Is equity free?
It's grant.
Is it free? So
free money, guys.
It's not free money.
It's not free money. It's grants.
It's grand.
So it's free money.
It's not free
There's no
money.
free money.
It's not free money.
Yeah.
There's no free money.
There's
What
no
what
free
do you
money.
term as free money?
Free money is I'm walking to you and dashing you.
Yeah, for no
And I don't
purpose.
no
expect
reason.
anything
They
from you.
they don't expect anything, but
They
they're an
expect-
impact.
They
They
expect
expect you to
something.
do
They
some things
expect.
with the funds.
So there's
They're an
free money.
impact grant, so I think they just have to monitor and evaluate
Yes.
what you do.
Yeah,
Yes,
so you have
so
to
it's
We
do
not
have to
free
do
money.
something. It's not free money.
I mean, it's not like okay. I mean, they're putting free money into your
Yeah,
business.
because
It's not
that's
like, they are not putting it into your pocket, into your business.
Okay.
Cool.
So it's still not free money.
So thank
Okay,
you for
so we are taking Ghana Tech to the world. Thank you for
Yes,
watching. Subscribe if you haven't, and tell a friend to subscribe also. We'll come back with the first proper episode of the season.
yeah, like this is
Thanks.
this is also a
This is
proper
proper.
one. This is also a proper episode.
There's an opener.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah, Joseph, you are doing. Yeah.
Very good.